Hello, welcome to Spain and welcome to my house on the hill. I acquired this property through the bank. It was a repossession that I saw 5 years ago. I fell in love with it but couldn't buy it because it had a squatter, well actually an ocupa, it's called in Spanish, in the house, so I couldn't view it. I ended up buying at the coast. I was luck should have it after still continuing to admire the property every time that I walked past it. Now the week that I was selling my property at the coast, I heard through the grapevine, not that one, the general one, that the property was becoming available for viewing because the guy was actually moving out, but he hadn't yet at that moment moved out. I went straight to the bank. They told me, right, we'll put you on the list, Leslie. You are first on the list, but you need to still wait a few weeks. I said, no, if it's got to happen soon, I want it now. Put me down, I'm reserving it. I don't need to see inside it. Thank goodness I did this, otherwise I would have definitely been pipped to the post by somebody else. I took the chance, I expected the worst, and it turned out to be 1,000,000 times better than I actually expected. So let's have a look around. Oh my God, honest, I've looked at this house and admired it for 5 years, and I can't believe that as from today, it's actually mine. Just taking it all in before I go inside. Stairs are nice and wide. So this, I think, could probably stay as a bedroom, particularly the summer bedroom where it's cooler downstairs than upstairs. And this, so you can see there's damp in that far wall, but he had loads of boxes stacked up against the wall, which hasn't helped. And there's an outdoor tap. No, it's not an outdoor tap actually, it's just the pipework which has been constantly dripping. You can see it's wet there, so that needs sorting. And then this humidity would probably be sorted. Well, it will be. So this wall here, between these pillars, I'm thinking big French doors, double French doors there. Right, and then this wall between these two to be taken out, to open all this up into living, dining, kitchen. Here's an idea of the style that I'm going for. This open plan. This wall here, I think, could also come out to open up the kitchen. So all this door and wall out, it would lead into the kitchen, which is here. My total estimation for the actual property is €64,000. 20,000 of that is for underfloor heating and solar panels. I would literally be changing everything, the floors throughout and all of the windows. And then there's a pantry. Not that you need one with all those cupboards. Just a little glimpse of the vision that I have for the kitchen. If you ever buy a property in Spain that doesn't have electrical water, don't panic, it can be solved, you just got to know what to do. Now, I have had to collect all kinds of certificates, get all my documents together, my escrituras for the property, and get a bulletin, which is like a certificate from an electrician and a plumber to show that everything's been checked and it's okay to go. I also got to get a first occupation license to get the water restarted, and I needed a technician for that, like a surveyor, to come in and organise that for me. I had to measure the land, submit all the documents, and the cost of that is around about €500. So I have to submit that as well. Up the stairs, just zoom that out. So we've got 3 bedrooms, 1, 2, 3. So these two, thinking, could be made into one. by taking out this wall and this wall here. Yeah. Look at the views from the bedrooms. See Emma Nevada's over there. It's just so nice. I think it would be brilliant as one big master bedroom because there's not one that's really that big. So this would be blocked up. This would be the entrance, and then this like L-shaped wall, I think, could be removed, as well as this wall here, to have one lovely big bedroom with 2 balconies. Look at the roof. The roof's immaculate. It's all like that. And an idea of what I would like for the bedroom. Please subscribe so you don't forget about me. You'll be notified when I put the new videos on. Right, now this one. So at the other side of this wall, there's another room which is accessed from outside. So I'll show you that in a minute. So that wall could come out, making this one bigger bedroom. Or, remember there's no upstairs bathroom, so it could have a bathroom there as well. There's another bathroom there, possibly. But no, don't want 3 bathrooms. So back outside. The man cave. I actually expected the whole house to be like this. So I'm very happy that it's only this. And I love these tiles. So once they cleaned up, it'd be quite nice. Boom, 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 boom. Hi babes, I'm your new owner. Oh God, I've inherited about 20 cats. Jeez. So let's go in here. This back room. I'm gonna go right in. So that wall could come out and this would be part of the back bedroom. I need to decide how to do these gardens, this one and the one below it. Currently, cabbage, I think that's a cabbage, peppers, green peppers, red peppers. Look, quite a few. Oh my God, oh my God, a bear with a huge penis. Jesus Christ. I had never noticed that when I came in yesterday. So 33 olive trees. What does a girl like me do with 33 olive trees? Find somebody to look after them. What happens in Spain generally when people have land with olives on, this area is just miles and miles of olive trees. The locals will volunteer to look after the land and the trees for you. I've asked them to include the fruit trees in that, if they can have the harvest of olives each year. So I've said that all I want is a bottle of, a decent sized bottle of olive oil, and then they can benefit from the harvest. I get my land looked after. So in a way, it's kind of useless, but it's just quite nice to have it, particularly if you have animals. And I am going to plant some more fruit trees around. It already does have a pomegranate, a fig, and some almond trees, and orange trees too. In fact, I've nearly got everything I want in that. Now, living in Spain, it all sounds wonderful and nice, and it is when the sun's out, but inside the properties, it can be quite cold at times, particularly in the area where I live. I'm 700 metres above sea level here, and it can be quite cold in the winter. So I swore that when I buy another house from the one that I'm actually currently living in, so my new house, that I will get central heating. So as I'm taking all the floor tiles up anyway, I'm going to get underfloor heating, which is, God, that is a dream of mine, underfloor heating. I can't wait. But I have been advised to get solar panels to keep the costs down. I do like a warm house, so I've been toying, should I, shouldn't I? I thought, yeah, you know what, go for it, get the solar panels as well. What do you think of the tiles? Let me know in the comments. These will go throughout the whole property. This is where the grapevine is. There's actually two, one here. I didn't realise, my sister pointed out to me last night, there's one here and there's one here. So I was chopping this last night. I think there's a special way to do it to make the most of the harvest of the grapes for the following year, but, well, for this year actually. But I don't know, I've just guessed. I haven't really got time to research that, although I should. Next year. I have just decided to do a little bit of research on grapevines because one of the locals, one of the villagers, told me that it's best to have two planted near each other. And I didn't initially realise there was two here. So I've looked at why. So one's male, one's female apparently. Planting two grapevines, especially different varieties, can improve pollination and potentially lead to a higher yield of grapes. Now, I didn't know that. Heard it through the grapevine. Where does that phrase come from? This is my useless information section. So heard it through the grapevine apparently is related to in the olden days when cables were wound around each other through the streets and communication got distorted and telephone cables and the cables resembled a grapevine. Well, there you go. And do you know how to do a grapevine in an aerobics class? It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my job forever. I was an aerobics teacher. There was so much rubbish on the outside of the property, but I was pleasantly surprised because I thought the inside was going to be horrendous. It wasn't. But my goodness, there was a heck of a lot to move on the external part. And a lot. I do need to organise to get the asbestos professionally removed. So in Spain, the same as any other country, particularly in UK that I'm familiar with, that it's illegal to dispose of asbestos without the use of a professional company. So I will need to do that. There was a lot of firewood left. Firewood in Spanish is leña. Once this was moved, the rubbish was about 4 times as much as what it seems here. A gift of lettuce and a small pomegranate tree.
È incredibile, Leli.
Te grabo un segundo.
Aquí un saludo, un amigo ayudándole a Leli, que es muy pobre.
He's my friend helping me because I'm very poor. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so that you get notified of my next video, where I'll be showing you the builders removing 3 walls and some of the plants that I've been buying that I'm about to plant now, and why I've chosen the ones that I have. I wanted to get them in quick because it's springtime coming up and to make the most and help them start to grow. So this is one of them. I'll explain all next week. See you soon, bye.